What's good? What's good? What's good? My G's, Ignorant Gamers in the house. Your boy Snow
and Ramon.
This is Ask the Gamers segment.
What you want to know?
Episode 8.
Damn.
Yeah, and they're going pretty well.
Okay.
They're going pretty well. So thank you for all the feedback. If you're new and you don't know, as I'm rambling right now to buy time, you should be in this comment section writing questions, and those questions will be answered in the next video. And blah blah blah, Yosemite Sam. Click, 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 clack. Alright, here we go.
Question number 1.
From DMoney093.
Shout out to D Money.
If I get a PS4, despite the limited games right now, what should I get first, going off your experience? Not Battlefield 4. I don't care what console or PC you get it on. It's hard for me to recommend Battlefield 4, but it's hard for me not to recommend Battlefield 4 on that console because it's so fun to play if you're into Battlefield.
I feel like there's nothing else to play.
But there's nothing else really. And
that's across the board.
That's across the board. Like, if you was to get it, I would say not COD, because you probably already have something that COD's already on. Yeah. Not saying that you're a COD player, but not COD. Battlefield 4. I can't really recommend Killzone as a title.
Right.
Resogun I can for that nice quick arcade. If you got PlayStation Plus, you're gonna have to have PlayStation Plus. So if you was to get it right now, Don't Starve, and I believe next month, or as actually this month in February, there's another game called Outlast, which is gonna be like a console Slenderman scary type game. That's worth it. Need for Speed Rivals. If you're a fan of Need for Speed Most Wanted, do not get Need for Speed Rivals.
A lot of multi-platform shit.
I mean, yeah, it's probably stuff that you already have on your console already, and I wouldn't feel right telling you to spend the money on this console right now just to do that.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you to buy Knack. Knack is not that terrible a game as everybody will lead you to believe, but, you know, for you, D-Money, I did a little homework on you. I don't think Knack will appeal to you. So it's kind of hard to recommend any of that right now unless you're willing to try stuff, which would be the Warframe, which would be the Blacklight, which would be Contrast, which would be...
But that to me is the point of the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, because that's what we do.
Those games.
Those kind of games, we do that. And the thing is, we're lacking some more from Sony. And that's where the issue comes into play.
I think you can expect a plethora of... like, if you're just tired of the annual barrage of Call of Duty, Battlefield, the PlayStation, I think, is definitely the platform where you get to play games.
Right.
Just a variety of different shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know...
Don't Starve looks good. Maybe that's
it's fun. Actually, you just got your beast of the PC. Don't Starve is like $7 or $8.
Oh, it's on the PC?
That's where it started from. You might want to check that out. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? Again, about the Killzone, it's fun. But it's not holding my attention because I'm not really into sci-fi shooters like that. It is fun, but it's hard for me to recommend. If you're a campaign person...
I would say rank Killzone, though, because Killzone is one of those games where the following is the following.
The following is hardcore. Like, I'm a hardcore SOCOM follower.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? SOCOM's not a mass...
Yeah. It's worth it to see if you like it or you don't.
Right.
Because it's one of those things, if you do like it, you're gone forever. And if you don't like it, just keep moving.
However, I do recommend Tomb Raider. If you haven't played it yet,
the definitive edition, that's what they call it.
The definitive edition. I highly recommend Tomb Raider because that was my pick for when it was Game of the Year before with The Last of Us. Tomb Raider. And the trick is, I feel bad, which is why I haven't bought it. I feel bad that they're charging you $60 for it. So if you get someone to cut it off by $15, money. Buy it digitally because I guarantee you're going to want to keep that.
Find the hustle, man.
Find the hustle, man. Next question from him. Do y'all think Sony and Microsoft will eventually bump out Nintendo into being a software-only company or get rid of it altogether? Me personally, I don't think they can, but what do y'all think in your honest opinion? Really quickly, it is impossible in this next 10 years to knock Nintendo out from the game. Why? Because Nintendo is the opposite of funeral homes. Funeral homes will never go out of business because people always die.
Yeah.
There's always going to be kids being born. Our generation are now the parents, even down to our little brothers and sisters. And guess what?
I get a Nintendo.
Everybody's going to have Nintendo. Nintendo has solidified to me the sidekick role, especially if you have a family home. It might be the Xbox and the PlayStation for daddy or mommy. But the little kids, they're gonna play the little cute shit. They're gonna play the Marios, the Kirby's, the Yoshis, the Luigi's, the Legends of Zeldas, the Metroid. If they ever fucking put out another Metroid, you know, like it's the. I'm sorry, it's that kind of thing. Is like the intro to gaming, and they make it so well. Because my first console was Nintendo. Not the first console I played, but when I came in, Mario was running things.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And it was they had a bunch of games like Mario that was just easy for me to get up and go. Yeah. In today's world, you know, buttons has gotten a little harder. Buttons got more complex. But Mario still has found these formulas. Along with Kirby. Nintendo does a great job with these formulas to keep bringing in new gamers.
Yeah.
The problem with Nintendo is they are arrogant, where they don't want to grow up with the gamers and still cater to what they've been doing legendarily for so long.
But that's their thing, though.
Yeah. So they won't be pushed out ever, in my opinion.
I liken Nintendo to BlackBerry. BlackBerry is who they are, and I wrote an article in like 2006 saying that BlackBerry should give up hardware and just become a service. When I wrote it, I got flamed all over the place. It's on Mobility Digest.
Right.
And now today, what is BlackBerry in transition of doing? Becoming a service.
Right.
So, your question is dope because I would look forward to a day where you can go out and buy Mario cross-platform. Nintendo would make so much more money doing that than you could not believe. Like, think of Sega and Sonic. Now, you know, Sonic hasn't had the quality Mario's had throughout the years.
This is true.
But if you could buy Mario on a PlayStation and an Xbox and still have it available for the Wii, but it's a different experience on the Wii, like that's okay. But I think that would be dope because the gamers win. But arrogance. Then they ain't doing that.
I don't want to see the day where Nintendo, I'm playing a Mario game legally on a PlayStation or Xbox.
Why, you don't like playing Crash on Xbox?
No, I've never seen Crash on Xbox. Thank you very much.
That was a weird one. Like Crash Bandicoot on Xbox.
How about you give up Halo to PlayStation? How about that?
Yeah, it's called Destiny.
Yeah, see? Yeah, so it won't be called Mario. Then Nintendo have to hang it up.
We call Maurizio the carpenter. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
But yeah, good question though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rant and Greek Gamer. Check him out on Instagram. I mean,
Alias.
on YouTube. As my alarm clock decides to chime in on the video.
Wake up, motherfucker.
We got
work to do.
Yeah.
That's the third alarm that went off?
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Mine just went off. My Fitbit shit started vibrating.
Son, don't tell us that we ain't working hard, son. Shout out to Lifestyles Defined. Make sure you check out that channel too.
You know, your technology shit.
You know, everything you could ever love. Next question. B-Money 101. With Microsoft binning Windows phones, tablets, and Xbox together, do you guys think we will see full Windows apps run on Xbox One? And how will the effect of the use of storage of the Xbox One on the Xbox One?
For sure, we will.
We're talking about like your 4-on-1 games and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's going past games.
Right? No. I just want to start there with the games.
With the games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we have Halo, right?
Right.
The last Halo, which by the way, I've been playing and I prefer on the tablet. Oddly enough,
because it was built for the tablet.
Right, the thumbsticks are too precise for that game.
Yeah.
But there's dopeness to be had there where you pause the game on the tablet, pick up on your phone, or pick up on the Xbox. Mm-hmm. It's a synergy that no matter who you are or what platform you love, you always want a synergy.
Right.
It's a seamless transition. And I mean, it's sort of what Nintendo did with the going off that console of gaming anywhere, and what Nintendo did with the pad.
Yes.
What Sony does with the Vita.
Right.
You know, your girl come home and you gotta get the fuck up off the TV now because Scandal's coming on. Yeah. You continue your game on your tablet.
Right.
Which is right next to you anywhere. You're on the train, you level up on the train on your phone. Like, there's a lot of dopeness around that, and that's the initiative for Windows 9.
Right.
What the hell are they calling it? I forgot what they call it. It's a
Check out Lifestyles Defined. It's on Lifestyles.
And on the application end of that, I can't wait.
Right.
Because there's certain applications I don't mind running from my Xbox, and the core is the same.
Right.
So it's very easy, and Microsoft does one thing. If I had to pick one thing Microsoft does exceptionally well, is developer tools and support.
Right.
Developers get whatever they want.
So you
from
other
Microsoft.
app dudes, y'all be friends. Y'all on the buyout.
Right. They just don't want to. Right.
Yeah.
So Microsoft is going to provide the tools where you have 3 different instances of your app.
Mm-hmm.
You have the mobile version, which will be the Windows RT and the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the desktop version, which is for the PC dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the Xbox.
Yeah.
Right.
Give you the Xbox, right.
So think of Battlefield. Think of how there's a component for each one. You know, you could really get, you know, like this super customizable gun thing like Ghost Recon had in Battlefield.
Right.
You do that on a tablet on your way to the train. You can do that on your phone and you get home and you got your loadout already. Boom.
Yep.
You know, like there's a lot of
shout out to Ghost
synergy.
Recon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Soldier.
Recon was dope about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll change because out of everyone in the gaming and technology industry together, Microsoft is in the number 1 place for that.
Right.
And I think Sony is a they're a distant second, but they have the tools.
Right.
And they align it more on their consumer products.
Now, the one thing I will say no to is you're not running Vegas on your Xbox.
No, you're not. No.
Those full apps, those apps like that, that's not happening.
I mean, it's gonna be marketplace apps.
Right.
So for those of you
apps.
who use Windows 8, you know the difference. You have an app where you go to Skype.com and you click install Skype.
Right.
And it downloads the exe and you run it and here's the program directory. That's a desktop app. And then you have the marketplace app in Windows 8 where you go to the marketplace, you type in Skype, you hit install just like you would on your iPad. Anything from the marketplace could potentially make it to the Xbox.
Right.
So,
as far as the storage goes, I mean, there is an update coming, so you'll be able to better manage that. And that's just going to be
that was a silly fucking thing.
Yeah, and which we found out is 300 and something versus 408 on the PS4.
Yeah.
Part 2 of the question is, how will that affect the offerings from Sony as far as some additional apps for the system? It won't.
They'll step it up.
They'll step up where they need to step up, but Sony doesn't care too much about nickel and diamond on apps and trying to play up. They'll like, look, what's the essential? What's the essential apps? These are the essential apps. Is there deals in place? All right, this is exclusive here for a little bit. All right, we gotta wait longer. Which is HBO Go is now coming to PlayStation.
You're right.
How long has PlayStation people been waiting for that? I don't know. I don't hear nobody complaining about it, but I know it's missing.
Yeah, and some people,
some people. I'm sure there's always gonna be some, but there was never no
not a
large
deal breaker.
uproar.
Yeah.
You know, so they'll keep adding what's essential. So they're not throwing too much because Sony's learned their lesson before. Not Sony PlayStation, but Sony as an overall company. What happens when you throw too much stuff at you?
Yeah, I feel like this is yet another instance where we run into the conversation of why these two fucking consoles are so different. So similar, but so people like to say which one's better. You can't say they both have totally complete different initiatives and end goals in mind. Yes, they both play games, but one is like games. I don't give a shit about anything else. Games first.
You turn it on and it ain't for games, you're gonna feel some kind of way.
Right. And then the other is about an ecosystem of this ecosystem makes your life better, but still plays games. So it's like you can't really pick at which one. So don't expect if Microsoft pulls this synergy together, Sony to go and do something like it. Like, what's the benefit for Sony? They're not in that market.
Right.
So
Sony doesn't. You can't install a Sony OS on your computer, freshly baked computer.
Right.
There's no such thing.
Right.
Which is why Sony has Android phones now, and they're looking at Windows-based phones. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, they probably have an iOS phone if iOS was open to everyone else to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have to worry about that.
I think one of the dopest concepts around that would be Titanfall. And how Titanfall is available on the PC and on the Xbox One. Now I know you got your
and the 360.
And the 360, you got your conspiracy theories about that. They basically just locked out Sony.
Son, there's no other way to look at it.
Yeah.
I hear the crap that, and I'm starting to lose respect for these dudes. And I can go back to the video where I was bigging them up before they made it whatever. And even after they said that, I was like, all right, cool, whatever, power to cloud. And then you tell me PC. Okay, well, PC still can deal with the cloud. And then you tell me 360. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
no, they locked out Sony.
That's a straight lockout. I don't care how you put it.
But what I think the dopest part about it is I guarantee that their development cost for Titanfall was not as much as it would have been for something like Battlefield.
Right, so, because to me, everyone working with Frostbite engine can't use the they don't know how to harness the power.
Right.
So Titanfall went with Source, which, if you look at Insurgency, they came from Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Source, CS:GO. You know, I think Portal's on Source. I think like there's so many games that are on Source. It just
that was one of them.
Yeah,
they definitely cut the cost there, and then on top of that, the transition tool was easier.
Yes.
So this is like I said, this is what Microsoft does. They say, hey, you make this game, you make it once. You don't develop it here, and then have your PC team do it here, and then have your PlayStation team do it here. You do it literally once.
Mm-hmm.
You get the core together, and then you say, okay, everything under the sun. You want to turn on or off particles? That's up to you. Boom.
Right.
This is the PC version.
Right.
The Xbox version, okay, what can the hardware let us do? Disable these options. Here's the tablet version. Okay, let's enable the touch options. And that's it.
Right.
That's literally a decision and a meeting that can be had from an executive level.
Right.
What does this allow us to do? What does that allow us to do? Okay, boom. Just make the changes. Control F, save the files, export,
right.
and we're done.
Right.
That, to me, is the dopeness behind the synergy Microsoft is doing.
Right.
Versus something like EA, when I feel like this is a huge part of why Battlefield just fucking sucks right now.
They need an extra 6 months.
Oh, because and every time they patch something on one, it gets fucked up on the other. Like, you can tell they're spread.
There is not a stable EA game on the market right now. Other than everything running on the Ignite engine. That's
FIFA.
Because it's on the Ignite engine.
Yeah.
Can we the next one?
Yeah.
The Equalizer from Joey D. Shout out to Joey D. Equalizer between the two next gen consoles has been a lack of backwards compatibility. If and when Sony pulls off the ability to move the back catalog into the cloud to play on the PS4, how do you see the PlayStation Plus accounts with 60 plus free to download titles for the PS3 work on the next gen? If you say with no restrictions, how the hell will Microsoft compete with a $100 cheaper system that comes with a huge free-to-play catalog? P.S. You made my hour ride home in the snow perfect. No doubt, homie. I'm glad you enjoyed that video.
I don't think there's a...
Well,
that doesn't faze Microsoft.
Well, we all know now that PlayStation Now is the thing that's going to answer that call. We still don't know the details on the subscription. It might not be baked into PlayStation Plus, which can, again, I just gave them some credit. Now I got to pull some back, which may cause some confusion. And it's like, oh, I got PlayStation Plus, but what's this PlayStation Now thing I got to pay for? So when they release details on that, we'll figure it out.
Right.
I need to check my email. Maybe I got invited to the beta. I'm not sure.
Well, I didn't. Unless it's in my spam.
The competition between the two.
It's two different angles.
Yeah.
And to me, one of the very, we joked about this on Facebook. I'm looking for a reason to buy a PlayStation 4 right now.
Right.
I've been looking for about a month and a half.
Right.
I'm not buying a PlayStation 4 to play PlayStation 3 games. You can't sell me this new shit to play old shit. Go fuck yourself. And I don't care who you are, that is not a selling point. That is an added dope ass feature for people who already own it.
Right.
But don't tell me you're gonna compete with your competitors based on your old shit. That's fucking stupid. When you just stood up at E3 and told me you got 100 exclusive coming, you think I give a fuck about the old ones?
Right. The way I see it is, yes, when the PS2 came out, I could still play my PS1 stuff on it. I thought that was pretty dope. Dope technical thing. But guess what? Ask me how many times have I actually played an older game on my PS2.
Not even that.
I would say this.
Altogether.
I've had 3 games. There could have, and I'm gonna keep it extra real with you. I've owned 3 games from the PS1 that I would still play on my PS2. Right. Maybe somewhere in between the lines, there was a 4th and a 5th and maybe a 6th game that someone might have let me hold. And I'm like, yo, I've never tried that before. You got the PS2, right? Yo, try it. Okay. Alpha Zero. Did I buy Alpha? Zero 3. Mm-hmm. Street Fighter Zero. Tetris, the one with the guy Diggs. Marvel Superheroes. War of the Gems. That's it.
I mean, altogether, how many backward? Not only on the 2, like backward compatible, like.
Well, PlayStation technically is the first. I mean, PS2 is technically
well, how
the
many
first.
on PS2,
and on the PS3,
PlayStation 1, PS3, PlayStation 2.
Right, PS3 would be the second one, and
there's nothing yet for the 4.
Right, but even they removed it. Like, I get it. But at the same time, if you're gaming that much, the chances of you actually getting rid of your console is very slim. And I've been in multiple households. I'm not going to just talk about my household. Like, we had all the consoles. We wasn't giving up nothing. Why? Because we know when the new shit come out, the shit that we have right now, the games are going to be cheaper so we can play more stuff.
Right.
Period. You know? You kind of pawn it off to your little brother, whatever the case may be. Now, again, playing old shit on the new shit, okay, whatever. That's your cup of tea. That's your cup of tea. But what's the point of having all that power, B, to play the old shit?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the backwards compatibility thing, even with the PlayStation Now, is a streaming service, so that's not really on the console.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's for the Vita.
The Vita was where that becomes dope at. So if you have a Vita and you're invested into Sony already, PlayStation brand already, then that's when we can start talking. And yes, and that's hard to compete with because
they need a reason to keep that shit afloat.
As of right now, the cloud that's supposed to be running Titanfall isn't providing any video game streaming here on their Windows tablets or desktops. And you know why it's not going to go on a desktop? Because then you're competing with Microsoft Gaming. You don't fuck Steam, fuck Origin, Microsoft Gaming for Windows. Yeah. So you don't want to fight that.
Nah.
You don't want Forza showing up on people's desktop. No, dude, buy my Xbox.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, I think that I think those titles, it's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. It's a big deal because they want it, but now that it's coming in the form of a streaming in a cloud like Phantom, if anyone knows what Phantom is, and the on live service, right? Now it's like, okay, well, guess what? It came, and you got to pay for it. Oh, nobody told you that part. Then there's the next argument. Why I got to pay for shit I already bought? They can't validate it on my machine? No! It's old architects, it's old things.
Because you're paying for the platform that's providing the service.
If Sony would have put that in there, that might have been an extra $100. Then it's what? Then what? Oh my God, $500.
What do you mean, like $100 a year? I'd pay.
No. And no. Hell no.
Well, you pay $50 a year.
I pay $50 a year, and what do I get?
Yeah, but double it up. I'll pay. And maybe some unlimited music in there.
Okay, then we're talking.
Then
we're talking. You throw the unlimited music in there and videos, some kind of, per month allocation. Then we're talking. But not just 100 just to add the now and that's not happening.
What? You don't fuck with Uncharted?
I got my PS3 still kicking, baby. And at times, it's getting more work than my PS4.
I don't think it competes. I think it's just a dope offering of Sony's ecosystem.
Right. Because at the same time...
Well, because Microsoft ain't got nothing for it. So.
Right. So, a cheaper system that comes with a huge free-to-play catalog, how Microsoft expends to compete with that. Here's how Microsoft competes. Hold up the tablet. Sony can't compete with that. They make tablets, but they can't compete that. Why? Because there's Windows 8 structure on it. You know what else Sony can't compete with? I just put the shit away. What do I do with it? Yes, this is a Windows phone. Sony makes phones, but they're Android. They make an app. Yeah.
It's different shit.
Laptops. Man. They got an OS built into their console that's channeling this and that, and Windows 7, which is now Windows 8, because all that's moving over. Sony can't compete with that in that same retrospect.
Yeah, it's almost
a person could get their... It's your Xbox is natively built into your Windows phone.
Essentially.
You know what I'm saying? Your account. If you use the same Live or Hotmail account for your Xbox account. That stuff is synced to your Windows desktop.
It really is.
You get what I'm saying? Like, Sony can't compete with that. So it's two different types of competition that's going on, and at the end of the day, is what makes them different, because both of them know, listen, we just need you to buy both our shit.
Yeah, get both.
You think they having these kind of arguments now?
Just don't buy Nintendo.
Yeah, just don't buy Nintendo. Last year they had an argument. Last gen they had to, because that was the deliberate, like, no, we want to fuck Sony over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like, we want to kill Sony, we want to crush Sony. But this time around, no, son, we proved our point.
I feel like one thing I do appreciate more about the gaming industry is it is less like the cell phone industry. Mm-hmm. See, cell phones and computers are cutthroat, because you have for phones, you have a 2-year window to see that person again. So you have to fight for their attention. Yeah. With games, it's like, yo, both of these things will be around for 10 years. Like, and this is why I get upset at Sony. Like, you don't need to slander Microsoft. You get what I mean? Like, it'll be alright. Everybody will get both.
You need to slander them right now.
You a hater, man.
No. Because they've dealt with enough slander.
Since when is Sony the fucking under... Man, fuck you. Sony with the bullshit. How do you say...
Xbox is an American company. That's all I gotta say.
And
he's a true American.
Since we ain't speaking Japanese, we trying to say, though. Why you gotta be bad, though?
I'm just saying. Secret of the ooze, baby. So Joey said it still comes down to next gen. RZA is about 3,000 points ahead of him if you combine all the Forza games, but do not see myself going back to the back catalog. Next gen is just too good, and that's just Again, see, there you go.
Fuck it.
Let me see. Shout out to Sincere B. Make sure y'all check him out. Another great episode. Let me know what class cars y'all racing so I can make something. Thanks for the shout out. Or there goes another shout out. Valvin 444.
Wait. For Sincere?
Yeah.
A-class.
I just race. I don't know anything about classes. I just like to get in and crash shit. You seen the video?
Check out the video, the Viewers Tune series. I actually have the second episode ready. So I just put it out there. I've dropped the links in the Forza community. Whatever people want me to tune, I'll tune. And then upload the tune so they can do whatever. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sincere B, the Need for Speed World's good. The free-to-play one. Valvin 444, love the last episode, man. Thank you. Question, what are some games that the two of you would love to see rebooted on next gen? If I had my pick, it'd be Shenmue 1 and fucking 2, son. What the fuck is with everybody in this Shenmue shit? Power Stone 2 and Most Def Tenchu Stealth Assassins, if not the whole series. Okay, so I'm gonna ride with you real quick. Power Stone, yes. Tenchu Stealth Assassins, yes. Shenmue, my man. Shout out to Western Ruler, son. Fuck Shenmue.
I'm trying to think. Shenmue wasn't bad.
No, alright, let me get real quick before I get into my own personal gripe with it. Shenmue is an amazing game. It accomplished some amazing things on the Dreamcast that was not thought of at the time. And graphically, and I love that it didn't take itself too serious. The engine that it ran on, the eco that it ran on, the story that it did tell when I wasn't running around questioning 1,000,001 motherfucking people.
Get to the chase.
Son, that game ruined my life for those kind of games. I can't enjoy an Assassin's Creed or anything like that because of Shenmue. Why do I have to go question I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time.
You gotta go to work in the game, B. Son,
you go into a market, you go to the market area, son, there's 1,000 people on the screen. At the time, dope shit, we couldn't have that.
Yeah.
Fully 3D textured models? You crazy? And they all got dialogue? And I gotta read? Not saying that I don't like to read, because I did play RPG games where it was only reading. What I'm saying is, I have to talk to everybody? You can't streamline this little bit? No! That's why Assassin's Creed came out. I played it for 35 minutes and 20 seconds and I was out of my system. Looked at Assassin's Creed 2. I watched an hour of that gameplay. What?
It's tedious.
I don't have that kind of time. Shout out to the people that love the game. I hope you do get your Shenmue. I just won't be buying it.
But
Shout out to Sega.
There's people that read books.
No. Right. I'm not with it. I'm just.
Yeah.
But to answer your question,
kill, blow shit up.
I do agree with Tenchu. Power Stone was fun. I wouldn't really call for it, but I would say Streets of Rage. Okay. I would say Virtual On. I would say a definitive proper reboot of Virtua Fighter, and they need to stop playing. So that's 3 Sega games off the bat. Then I'm talking about Kid Chameleon needs to make a return. That's another Sega game right off the bat. Zone of the Enders has been reprised. That was on my list before, so I don't have to ask for it. Tenchu, man, I love Tenchu, and I need Shinobi Shadow Dancer to come back. Honestly, I would like to see what a Vector Man could do now.
I don't know Vector Man.
Right, I would like to see what a Vector Man could do right now. There's a couple of randomly loose games on Super Nintendo that I can't think of right now, but I'll probably splice them in the video later, and we'll get on it. Of course,
maybe like a Mario.
And of course, like, there's some games that I can't name right now because they're not really dead. There's some talks, so I don't want to bring them up. As far as a series, I want the NFL 2K series to come back.
I'll fuck with that.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Turok.
I could deal with a Turok. You know, maybe even Toomba. You know, I just posted this the other day. It's a dude with it's a possum. Everybody think he's some kind of like dog or something. It's a possum, a knight something.
The shit Kevin Rose tossed over the thing. See that video?
No.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it later.
Alright. So, you know, I would love, just for the sake of competition, I would like to see the In the Zone. I would like to see Konami bring back In the Zone series.
Is Konami still around?
Yeah. Where you think these Metal Gears coming from? Where you think Zone of the Enders is coming from?
I'll fuck with it.
And for that matter, too, I think, isn't Kingdom Hearts Konami?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But,
I need a PGR. Like,
yes.
Yesterday.
Yes.
I need a rally sport.
And Underground.
I think Need for Speed. I think EA is holding on to. They know.
They gotta know.
They know.
Because I'm telling you, Rivals right now, son. Dude, as much as I want to give props to that game for just looking sexy, no, the game's not it. There's nothing wrong with the game, but it's just not it. It's starting to feel like COD. There we go. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out because it's coming out every year. Some of them are complete misses, and then some of them, it's like yeah, and then they go back to the complete miss.
An EA game a miss? That's shocking.
Burnout.
Man, fuck that game. I rock with that bullshit.
I know you hate it, son. It's alright.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy Tactics, baby. I saw this shit the other day. Nigel posted with the creators of Tactics. I might actually invest in that shit.
Yeah, man.
Drop some money in that.
So yeah, I mean that's all I have from right now because there's a lot of talks happening right now. So a lot of the stuff that was on my list originally, because we mentioned this almost a year ago, lightly in one of our random videos. We mentioned some of that stuff. So actually no, I think we got hit in the Lifestyles video.
For what?
For old stuff we want to see rebooted.
Oh yeah, that was one of our QAs. Yeah.
And some of that stuff is in the talks. So your next question is, when did you first realize you were a gamer? For me, it was when my peeps brought me a Super Nintendo and dropped that Super Mario All-Stars on me and that Street Fighter 2. Then when my sister and I would play Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which is a dope-ass game, it was a rap, Instant Gamer for life. When did you know? Because I'm not really sure I knew. I think I was in denial for long.
I think my next door neighbor when I was in Barbados had a Super Nintendo. And it was rare. Because Super Nintendo was still like the shit here.
Right.
So it was rare that you got them over there.
Right.
I used to go to his crib and play Street Fighter. I think it was...
World Heroes. I mean,
the
New Challengers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to have been that one.
That's when I was like...
Yeah,
shit.
It had to be that one.
And then like, I was still really young, but then I had got older. You get a little older, probably like 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. You get to go out and you just go to like the arcade.
Yeah.
and then you would see the Street Fighter there, but the Street Fighter there was different.
Right.
But the one I played on the Super Nintendo, dudes was throwing sonic booms from the bottom of the screen. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
And I just was like, oh my god, like what's going on right now?
I love that mod, yeah.
Yeah, that's Mortal Kombat. I remember seeing MK3 for the first time.
Yeah.
That was like the most realistic shot I've ever seen. They look more realistic than me and you as a Flash. I was like, yeah.
I think
that was it for me.
It's kind of hard to say when it flipped over and when I accepted it, but there's one shining moment. Like, I do remember the first time I played Marble Madness, Link, Mario, and all that stuff. And I think, it was a kid thing. I don't think I was hooked yet. American Hero on Pennsylvania and Linden Boulevard when it was originally called Blimpies. It's an arcade. I went in there, and it was just coin machines everywhere. The WrestleFest thing, the original Tekken, original Virtua Fighter, the thing with the color 4-color ninjas, and then not Ninja Turtles, 4-color robotic ninjas, and you go up on the map like that, and then the SNK thing where it had Fatal Fury, and then my favorite ninja game, which I always forget I don't know why this happens to me. I always forget the name of that game. Like, you can pick in that one cabinet which game you wanted to play. And then you had Outrun, and you had and I used to go there all the time.
Jeff,
and I used to go there all the time, and I would just save my money and just game. I'd be like, yo, I'm hungry, just so I can go game. When they making my sandwich, the Blimpie sandwich, and I'd order a sandwich that I know is gonna take a while. They gotta put it in the microwave and all that, and I'd just go game. Like, I think that's when it was.
That's when it kicked in.
That's when it was in the arcades for me. Like, it wasn't a console thing.
You know what? I think you had a good point. I didn't realize we was kids. All kids play video games.
Yeah.
I think for me, like as an adolescent and an adult, was Xbox Live and Ghost Recon, and then that was what introduced it to me. But Rainbow Six is what took my life away. We wasted 2 summers on Rainbow Six.
Facts.
Like, easily.
Yeah.
That was, I take it back. That's when I was like hooked.
Right.
That's when relationships start to change. Like,
you
meet women like you can deal with it or you don't. Don't matter to me.
You got a strong enough console? Do you have a PC?
Yeah.
You want to get in? Because that's the only way you and I are gonna have a date.
Yeah, that's what it changed my life. Yeah, good question.
Good question, man. But for me, it's got to be the arcades. It has to be. I can't think of any other time when I was hooked. Shit. I can't think of any other time. Like Nintendo, I had a Super Nintendo and all that, and the Genesis and the Sega Genesis and the Master System. But I don't think I was hooked until I don't think I realized until I was in the arcade one day and I just seen a bunch of stuff.
Man, I can't fuck with the joysticks. I never liked the joysticks.
As a console player, I can't buy a joystick. If I'm standing up, is the only way I can play with it. I gotta be. It's a weird, complex thing. I can't deal with it.
Nigel and his cheating ass swears by it.
Next question by B Money 101. Do you guys think Halo 5 should release in 2014 or should it wait to 2015?
The rumor now is 15.
Traditionally, right, it releases in November, but with Destiny releasing in September.
Definitely 15. There's enough to ride through.
There's enough time.
Yeah.
To go through,
and they gotta offset Sony because I think Sony is ready to kick ass.
Right, and at the same time, I think Uncharted is going to get pushed to 2015 as well. And here's the main reason behind that. For me, I'm all about if the mass majority love their game, give them the best window to shine, because games are kind of hard to have. Games are hard right now. The industry is great, but you got to have a hitter. And you want to give your hitter the best opportunity to win. Right. So with that being said, is 2015, they got 3 million, over 3 million, almost 4 million, maybe 5 million by now. Consoles sold for the Xbox One. Okay, guess what? If 20% of your people is going to buy that, that's not really a successful number for Halo. So by holiday 2014, maybe they have 10 million. Okay, 20% of that. Okay. Holiday season 2015, okay, we can deal with that 20%. Not saying that all 20% are going, but 20% of people are going to be interested, and maybe you get 20% of that. Yes. Then put out Halo 5. And Microsoft has been great in the past with the 360. We spoke about this recently. The R2D2 Xbox, the graphic granite one, the Gears of War one. Who's to say if the Titanfall thing, the rumor, if that's true, then boom, it's confirmed. It's going to happen again. That's going to move more units. It's going to move the shitload of Halo games independently, both digitally and disc-wise. Give your games the best shine. So 2015 for sure. And let Destiny have its time, because Destiny is going to be, it's not going to be a one-season game if it's not a failure. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
I think that's a gentleman's agreement between Microsoft and Bungie.
No, I just think it's a fucking money thing.
No, I think it's sort of like you don't work with somebody for 15 years, and then all of a sudden, fuck them, get the Halo out the day before Destiny. Like, let them. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a firm believer, and this is something that I used to love when Steve Jobs said it. It's ready when it's ready. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, let the Halo rock out to whenever they think is ready. Don't be like, the console launched late last year, so we got to get it this. No, when that shit is ready, it's ready.
And in my personal opinion, a Halo 5 in 2014 will not look as good as a Halo 5 in 2015, because by that time, these guys got years already in the system. And I tell you every time, look at all your favorite series that got numbers on it. Just go back and watch footage of them. Watch recent footage, because someone's always posting an old game now. Just look at it. It gets better every time. So the later a game comes in the console life, the better it's going to look. Period.
I'm with it.
And these games out the gate right now are just looking fantastic already. So, JD was good, Jay. Shit. I think today's your birthday. Happy birthday. I couldn't agree more with Ramon about the components. Remember, you were talking about the componentization of Xbox or our future consoles and stuff. Right. Snow, you know how I feel about SNES. That's the truth. You already know. B-Money again. How do we feel about the PlayStation Now?
I like it. It's dope.
I like it too.
It's not a console seller. It's dope.
It's an ecosystem.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it makes it that much stronger.
Yeah, it makes you think about. Oh, okay, I was on the fence about a Vita. Here's another reason why I can own a Vita.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my PlayStation 3. I can stream those other games that weren't available digitally from the PS2 and the 1 on my 3. Okay, cool. I'm gonna wait another year before I buy a 4 or X1. Okay, I can do that. Oh, PS4. There's a bunch of stuff from the PS2 and the 1 that I would love to purchase now, because I didn't want to purchase it when I had the 3. Maybe the PS2 is gone from my life now. So, okay, yeah, I'll jump on that. And then, wait, I have a Sony TV. I can stream these games on my Sony television and keep my PlayStation 3 controller. Don't throw away your PlayStation 3 controllers.
That's the dope.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, I own a Sony certified PlayStation laptop and or laptop hybrid tablet or Sony hybrid tablet. I can stream stuff there while using my PlayStation 3 controller.
Right.
That's dope. That is dope. That's amazing. I'm all for it. I just can't wait to see how it's executed.
I don't subscribe to that. Like, don't fucking sell me Jordans for $300 that came out when I was in high school.
And that's where I'm at.
Don't tell me I gotta pay for a fucking service to play old shit that I already played.
That's probably one of the things that I'll take a la carte streaming service for. Like how you guys do with the Zoom Pass, Xbox Music.
Right.
Because there is some old stuff up there that I'm discovering now. I just watch someone play it on YouTube, because I'm not going to go hunt it down. I still have a working PS2, but I'm just not going to track it down. You know? RZA. This is the other part of this question. Will you be picking up Titanfall?
Yeah. Hold
up! Because you guys, if you remember what I said earlier in the video, maybe you don't. RZA. Will you be picking up Titanfall for the Xbox One?
I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I don't know.
Why don't you know, sir?
I got a GTX 780 at home.
A card that costs the same price as Xbox.
Yo. I don't know. I hear Jay-Z in the background. Once he's gone forever.
And this is why I don't. This is why I stay off my PC. I'm actually in a bit of a dilemma too.
Yo, it's looking dangerous right
now. I'm actually in a little bit of a dilemma too because I kind of want that controller. I don't have an Xbox One. I want that controller just because I want the controller. And I have a PC with, it ain't a 7 what?
The 780.
I don't have a 780. I have a 650 2GB boost from EVGA that's acting like it's a fucking 660. It acts like it's a 660.
Warrior card.
And it runs Battlefield amazingly, by the way. And you know, I know the deal. I was thinking, you know, maybe I'll get it in 360 because, you know, the power of the cloud on the 360.
Yeah.
Troll. I don't know yet. The chances of me going PC is probably going to be based on him because I'm not going to let him do it alone. But I know what that encompasses if I go. Have you taken familiarity with Shadow Play yet, sir?
Nah.
No, see, that's a free capture device, DVR device that comes with NVIDIA graphics cards.
Oh, really?
You might want to look into that.
It's built. It's a software.
You just have to download it. That's it.
Oh, okay. I'll look into it. There's a whole heap of shit that NVIDIA does around these things.
Son,
I think it's called like experience. I didn't even get a chance to like.
When I say Secret of the Ooze, I really mean green for NVIDIA, not Xbox.
Yeah.
That's the real green.
Yeah. That's another video, but yeah. Jesus Christ.
I love that. I'm fucking dying right inside right now at this dude. I just can't wait because he's not even had a full 24 hours with it. What you just playing, Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing to me right now. Alright, next question. Have you guys thought about making the Ask the Gamer segment more interactive by adding Google Hangouts and having an open discussion, or making a whole new segment where you can interact with followers on weekly, bi-weekly basis? Maybe you could have different topics. I know where you're going. So, yes, it's been in the pipeline. It's been in the pipeline originally. There is a conflict of opinion between the both of us on it, based off the topics, based off what we actually want to do. We have thought about doing a live Ask the Gamers thing, just to spice up this particular one. And so that way you can ask questions on the fly, because you don't have to wait for the video because you're watching the video as it's happening.
The caveat with that approach is our numbers aren't up. So I'm afraid that we do a live session with 2 people in there. Right. So we get it all the time. People come to the channel like, yo, why don't you guys got more stuff? Well, we started from the bottom.
And we started with a different route. We didn't want to post gameplay. Yeah, we wanted to do something other than everyone posts gameplay. So
if you look at the people that does those live hangouts, they already had a following and then decided to jump in. Right. So they can get a good 30 plus people in there asking things, which is a healthy engagement.
Right. And the other thing that we had an issue with was quality.
Right, and Google recently addressed that.
They recently addressed it, so we're discovering it, and we have this thing where we've done a few of them on Thursdays. What happened was the Thursday night we were doing it is actually the time that we was going to try to do these live events, was every Thursday. We noticed that that's the time that we had for it, but that's not the time where our viewers are available. Yeah. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're doing this right now on a Saturday morning. We know you guys are not available on a Saturday morning. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where maybe we can get another 500. Yeah. We can do this, or we can just try really, really hard to get this on and popping. And we know that we get a lot of support with people who is either 6 to 8 hours ahead of us or 3 hours behind us. You know, we see the analytics, so. Yeah. Don't worry, it's in the pipe, and we're thinking about.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out one day, and we're gonna try it. And I also have a segment that I wanted to do on Thursdays too, which is going to be kind of a retro type thing, where those topics is going, and it's going to start off with a selectively hand-picked few, and a couple of subs, and we stick to a subject and we run with the subject for as long as possible. It is what it is.
That's his shout out to retro.
Yeah, so. That'd be me running that. But that's it for the questions. That close out 7. So all the questions that you guys are going to ask on question 8 will be answered in the episode 9. Alright? Check out the reviews. They're flying off the shelves right now. Those super long ones. I want to thank you guys for those checking out those reviews and all the positive.
Sit there and watch that shit.
I mean, mine's is an hour 8. His is like 58 minutes. No, yours is 58 minutes.
Is it 58?
It's like 56 minutes. Oh. And then he has a shorter one, which is like what, 15, 20?
Yeah.
And then my short one is 35 minutes.
It's tough to get everything in.
But you know what? The response, the reception, the feedback.
It's good.
It's amazing.
It's good.
And only thing I did was what I would have seen, what I would have wanted to see. And I've watched other reviewers review the stuff to see how much stuff they missed. And I didn't have to read the comments because I know what's important that they didn't tell the people who are going to buy this goddamn console because they're working on some kind of TV formulated time. Like, no, if you build an hour worth of content and people really want to know what it is, they're going to watch it. I watched his Xbox One review like 10 times already. The long one.
Yeah. You just got to see how shit works, man. You can't fucking splice it 10-second. Yeah, here's the friends list.
Right, and I showed you. Like, one thing, like, somebody was commenting on the video, like, oh, mine should slow down on time. I was like, no, it's not, like, really good. And I do think that's his console. Which happens with technology. We've gone through that conversation in between. But I showed you when my shit slowed down. And I told you, like, no, I was purposely did my review using DSL, a slower, the highest DSL I can get in my area, which is in New York City.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I did it with that, and then I swapped it out to use the cable, which is way higher than the DSL. So you can see the difference in how the console reacts with the internet. Like, what reviewer is telling you that?
Beat your chest, huh?
The boy Snow, and I'm out.
Peace.